look at you guys for a minute, okay? You all were on my dream board for 10 years. And so today I get to check off that very last thing, and so I just want to soak this in for a little minute because I've been waiting for it for 10 whole years. You guys, I just want to first thank Arbonne for asking me to share. It is both an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. And secondly, I want you to know that when they called and asked if I would train today at GTC, I was pretty excited. And then I found out that this would be the group that I would be speaking to area managers, and on how to become a VP. And then I was over the moon excited. And so do you guys want to know why? Because of all of the 4 promotions that you can make in Arbonne, area to region is my favorite. And the reason why is it holds a very special place in my memories and my heart. Now, don't get me wrong, you guys. I love being a national vice president, and it is the proudest accomplishment of my life outside of being Lucas and Cole's mom. And when I think back, though, to the time in my life when I was an area manager, working hard to level up to RVP, I can't help but smile, because my heart will never forget that time. You guys, going region, your vision and your belief and your whole life will take on entirely new perspective, and it's a very coveted position for that reason and for a boatload of others. So today, in the few minutes that I get to share with you and spend time with you, I'm going to do my very best to share with you what needs to happen here and here for you guys to close that gap between area to region. So you ready? Okay. So in my personal opinion, you can have every advantage and resource, from a vibrant personality to the hugest warm market, but if you don't have grit, you will struggle. So what is grit anyways? Grit is perseverance and passion. It's raw endurance. It's courage, you guys, in the face of hardship. It's mental toughness. It's preparation and practice. It's tenacity and sick work ethic. That's what grit is. And these are all old-fashioned words for sure, but do you know that they've built the entire world that we live in? Grit. And the reason why it's so important is because if you want to realize big dreams, you guys, it takes that kind of work, period. So you need to have a quick bounce back. You can't afford any pity parties in your business or any drama or any of that stuff. And if you're gonna level up to RVP, and I want you guys to get used to saying that, you're leveling up, you're gonna need to elevate the way you do business and start thinking like an entrepreneur, and a very resilient one. I guarantee you that stuff's gonna go sideways on you sometimes, no matter how hard you work. And that's a part of business, any business. So you're gonna need to grow a little thicker skin, you're gonna need to learn to detach yourself from the outcome. You're definitely going to need to learn to discipline your disappointments, and you're going to have to adapt an attitude that suggests, I'm going to do my best and forget the rest. You need to become also way more self-aware, and as a matter of fact, that's not easy. It takes practice. But you guys, there's only really 3 places that you can be in your Arbonne business, and one of them is blaming, the other is justifying, and the third one is building. So let's talk about each of them, okay? So blaming. Blaming is when you might hear yourself say something like, well, if Sarah had held those 2 parties and earned her DM bonus like she said she was going to, I would have earned my area bonus. Why are your eggs in her basket? Do we say, if it's meant to be, it's up to Sarah? No. And we don't say it's up to Sarah, Susan, or Joanne. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Right, you guys? And so I want you to remember this. No one is going to be more invested in your success than you are. Justifying, oh, I love this one. Justifying is when you have your story ready. You know that story as to why you're not earning AIT this year? I mean, you guys were going to Mexico on a family trip right around that time anyways, right? So you wouldn't have been going, to Atlantis anyways, because you go Mexico, right? Liar, liar, pants on fire. So I want you to ask yourself who you're hurting by letting yourself off the hook with the work that needs to get done to earn that trip. Who are you hurting? And besides, does your kids not know about that trip? That's what I thought. Think about that. What about building? That's where you want to be. Building's the sweet spot. It's when you're on point, you're working your business, and you're sharing the dream. And people who are building do not give their time or focus over to justifying or blaming, because they know that if you spend time in those places, you could not possibly be building. So please, you guys, be self-aware. I want you to think about what your brand is, okay? What your personal brand is. Because you need to know what your brand is. Whether you guys just promoted April 1st. Anyone in here that just promoted April 1st? Yeah, you did. So whether you're a brand new area or maybe you've been an area manager for a couple of years, either way, you're still going to need to know what your brand is. And I also think it's important that you know that you can rebrand yourself at any time. You know, sometimes we make mistakes in this business and we want to put that stuff behind us because we are ready to level up. So you can rebrand yourself starting at any point, but you're still going to need to know what your brand represents. For myself, I want my brand to say a couple of things. First thing, I want it to say she has very high integrity, because I know that no real success is possible without it. I want my brand to say that woman loves her family. And I want it to also say she's crazy fun. Because I am, just saying. And I also wanted to say that she has a sick work ethic, and no matter what, she shows up for the people in her life. Period. I want my team to bank on my words. I want them to know that if I said I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. End of story. It's happening. And you guys, a loyal team will get you everywhere. I want my team to respect me and to know why I'm where I am. She leads from the front. She earns her bonuses, AIT at the top level. She's current and she's relevant because she's in the trenches with us. And John C. Maxwell always says, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And I want my team to be proud to be a part of the GT Nation. What does that look like at area manager level? In my opinion, it's quite simple. Earn that DM bonus every month. I would rather you earn your DM bonus than your area bonus. And here's why. You cannot earn that DM bonus month after month without working, selling, and sponsoring. And your team knows that. It's solid evidence that you're working. You guys, I want to talk to you now a little bit about momentum. Over the past 10 years, many times people have asked me the question, Kelly, how are you able to promote to RVP in 6 months? Actually, it was 5.5, but whatever. And then 11 months later, be in quals for National Vice President. Keeping in mind, I know that the average person promotes the region in 28 months, and I don't want anyone here to feel one bit pressured. Everybody's journey is going to look different, and mine, that was just mine at the time. I want you to know that those promotions didn't happen or wasn't based on all kinds of skill, because the truth is I lacked skill in most areas at that time in my business, but it was all because of momentum. In the beginning, I created massive, crazy momentum, and I had a feeling about this Arbonne thing. A feeling that for the first time in a long time, that maybe, just maybe, I could implement real change in my own life. I had that fire in the belly that you hear people talking about, and I was recommending and selling products and showing people how to get certain discounts based on hosting parties or signing up as the preferred client or consultant programs, and they loved it. And that income producing activity that I was in started building up my belief in the products and in myself, and then I started earning an income that I felt really good about, and that built up my belief in the opportunity. So I started sharing my why more, and you guessed it, people started following me into this business. Asking people to take a peek at what I was doing became second nature, and I got those basic concepts down early, that sales volume follows sponsoring, and your sponsoring this month is next month's business. My belief had not only a sound, but it also had a look. You could see it when I walked into a room. And I understood that when you start creating commotion in your business, it results in promotions. And districts and areas were starting to be born. And I remember this one day, I was still in area, working hard to level up in my upline. Dr. ENVP Tanis Gatens said to me, she said, Kelly, your business is starting to look like a locomotive train, and you couldn't stop it now if you tried. And I was like, shut your mouth. And she was like, no, for real. And she's a psychiatrist too, and that's a good thing because I need one. But she's like totally not like me at all, right? And I'm like, shut it, your mouth right now. And she's like, no, this is really, it's happening. I'm like, okay. So, anyways, you guys, now I want to share a story with you, and I want to share it with you for the sake of protecting you from this happening in your business. And it's a little bit of a truth bomb time right now. And so I want to talk to you about the difference between taking a break and a breath in your business. So the summer that I promoted to area and was prepping to promote to regional vice president, my sponsor, who promoted to area with me, decided that she wanted to take the summer off to landscape her backyard. She said that she'd worked very hard those 2 months getting in calls for area and completing, and now it was June 1st and she wanted to enjoy her summer. I worked hard too. There were late night parties and coffee dates stuffed into nooks and crannies that didn't even exist. There were missed movie nights with my boys and the whole nine. But I had my eye firm on our VP by Christmas, and taking the summer off for this girl was not an option. So instead, I called for a little sit down with my husband, Graham, and I said, look, babe, I said, I can do this. I said, I can do it, but I need you to totally have my back. And that means after you've been flying for 4 days, because he's a 737 captain, you're going to come home exhausted. These 2 little boys are going to be climbing all over you. And I'm going to be on my way out that door. And there won't always be dinner. And laundry will pile up. And I'll be tired and grumpy, and so will you. And it's likely to get way worse before it gets any better. But I can do this. I said, I can only do it though, Graham, if you 100% tell me that you got my back no matter what, and that I need you to understand that I won't even one bit attempt to do it if I think our boys will suffer in any way. What do you think? And he said, I got you. I said, okay. I said, okay, it's on like Donkey Kong. So you guys, June, July, and August, I worked my business like a boss, okay? Yeah, girl boss, hashtag. I missed camping trips. I missed bedtime stories. I missed stuff. And stuff that I didn't want to miss, and stuff that was hard to miss. And I reminded my kids and my husband every time I left for a party that I would rather be home with them. And I walked out that door with my bag of products, and I got no shows and no sales and straight up no's and a boatload of other stuff that we have no time for here today. But in September, we went into qualifications for regional vice president with a goal, and my only goal, to finish early enough on October 31st so I could go trick-or-treating with my little monkey man. And that's exactly what I did. Thank you. And then I took a breath, like a weekend off to regroup and maybe no personal parties for a few days. And then I hit my reset button. My sponsor, however, did not sponsor another person over that summer, and I passed her to region. That summer, those 3 months, June, July, and August, was the only summer in 9 years that I had to do that. Now my summers, look like that. So, when you put your business, today my sponsor is no longer in this business, and I'm a national vice president. She took a break, I took a breath. I caution you. So you guys, when you put your business down here for a break, you remember this story. Do you want to keep starting from square one after your break? Stop bartering over the price of this promotion because it's not going on sale. So when you put your business right over here for that break, right here, you're just gonna put it right here. And then you come back from your break, all rested. And you go to pick it up. It's gonna feel heavier. And do you know why? Because that's what a business without momentum feels like. There's always gonna be the pain of doing it or the pain of not. So choose wisely, friends. The best business partner that you will ever have is momentum. And you'll know her when you see her, because she's sexy. So you give her a wink, and you show her mad respect, and you treat her so good, she's never gonna leave you. Today, right now, we're all gonna stop using our whys as a reason why not to work our businesses. And I see that a lot at area manager. So that's who I'm talking to right now, area managers. If you're going to succeed and promote to VP, and I know that you will, you're going to need to work on building skills to hold your why out in front of you. And for me, here they are. My Lukey Pookie and my Colioli. You know what, you guys? My parents have 4 daughters. And my parents are amazing. And there is no doubt that they worked extremely hard for their girls. But at times, their struggle was very real. So here I am now, an area manager like all of you, handed a gift that can free my family, a vehicle that can free my family from that same struggle, to be able to give my babies limitless opportunities in life, and I'm not about to mess with that. So you, like me, have to learn to anchor whatever it is for you. For me, those little faces right here, and I can always see them. I need the slide to come up again. Sorry, guys. There, I just wanted to keep it up. So when a party canceled, I saw those faces. And when that girl that I worked really hard at, prospecting her the right way, when she called me right the minute before she was going to get all started and backed out, I saw those faces. And when my next door neighbor stood on my driveway and told me that Arbonne was a pyramid scheme and mocked me, I smiled. Because I knew it wasn't. And besides, all I could see is those faces. These are the faces I see now. Faces of our 12 and 14-year-old boys, Lucas and Cole. 2 strong, kind, hardworking, resilient, compassionate, loving, independent young men, because kids learn what they live. Yeah, they do. And I am reminded, simply by watching who they have become as people, that it was all worth it. So you remind yourself that the only good reason for quitting, wait a minute, there's no good reason for quitting. Winners never quit. Winners figure it out. So you guys pull yourselves together and you remind yourself why you started this thing in the first place. And go get yours. I love you guys.